Ladies and gentlemen, the states are stockpiling food, tons of it. We're learning now, suddenly. After months of being told everything's fine, there's no need for you to panic. In fact, they've discouraged you from buying goods. And remember, they even blamed the shortages of canned goods that we've seen in the store on you for buying too many canned goods. But it turns out that was all bollocks. Now we're learning the states have been stockpiling. This report from the Seattle Times, from peanut butter to applesauce, Washington State stockpiles tons of food. Why? For the need ahead, because they know there are massive interruptions to our supply chain already, that these are escalating, that they're cascading failures building on themselves, that there are harvest labor failures coming in, and that there will be food shortages directly ahead for all of us. It's also baked into the plan. So it's no surprise that they're preparing for this. And look at the language they're using. These canned beans in the stockpiles are sitting there like soldiers waiting to be sent into duty. Even the language they're using tells us this is a food wars situation. And I want to talk about that. I'm Christian, and this is the Ice Age Farmer Broadcast.
What you're looking at here in this Fife warehouse is about 1,200 pallets of food.
The purpose of this is to provide sort of a reservoir for shelf-stable food that is entering the system to support our hunger prevention efforts around the state.
Derek Sandison, director of the Washington State Department of Agriculture, toured the state's new COVID strategic reserve on Friday. Within 48 hours of communities asking for help, these pallets can be placed on trucks and distributed to food pantries across the state. The focus is on stockpiling foods like canned vegetables, peanut butter, items that don't spoil easily. During the early days of the pandemic, they were also hard to come by at times as folks hoarded items, left store shelves bare, and disrupted the supply chain.
Yes, see, it's still your fault. You hoarded all those items, and that's why we have to go to all the trouble to fill up this warehouse from floor to ceiling. I really just wanted to share those images so you get the sense of what it looks like to see that much food. Look at the floor to ceiling. All right, so the article from the Seattle Times goes on to describe how the Washington State Department of Agriculture began to stockpile and prepare back in mid-April. Ladies and gentlemen, that's over 4 months ago. We're only now hearing about this, and moreover, we're certainly not hearing about this from any other place in the United States. You can find out about stockpiles of masks. There's plenty of news and propaganda about the stockpiles of ventilators in New York City, but there's nothing about stockpiles of food until this piece from the Seattle Times. And I've tried to look. There is, however, one more critical piece of intel that we learned from the head of the Washington Department of Agriculture when he did this interview.
Extremely high demand. We're competing with every other state. We're competing in some cases with national organizations that are trying to, feed America.
And there's the key, ladies and gentlemen. We are competing with all the other states. Heck, we're even competing with federal agencies to try and buy up as much food as quickly as we can. We've been doing it for months now, since mid-April. And we did it all secretly, without telling you, so that you couldn't get prepared. In fact, moreover, we told you not to get prepared. We told you that that you should not, really, you should think about it, because you'll be inconveniencing other people if you start stockpiling. We told you you would have bean buyer's remorse if you were so dumb as to go out and buy beans thinking you might need food. Thanks, NPR. Can you believe the duplicitousness of these people that out of one corner of their mouth, they tell you you should be ashamed if you try and take care of your family? While, with the other hand, they're out buying up as much food as they can, competing with all the other states. Look at this. They've spent $6.1 million over these last few months on 4,000 pallets of food. And importantly, only a quarter of those have even arrived yet. That's why there's no food there. That's why if you go try and back order stored food, it's not going to come for months now, because all the other states and federal agencies have ordered millions of dollars of it, and it's already on back order even for them. Can you believe this? This is why there are canned food shortages. They told you it was because of you buying too many cans. That's why you can't have your beer now or your cherry Coke. We read these releases. It's because you bought too much canned food. No, it's because they're spending millions of dollars per state to stock all this food up away from you. This is why I'm hearing from purchasing managers on the floor of big retail establishments who say, I don't get it, Christian. I'm putting in orders for X and Y and Z, and I'm getting half of an X and a tenth of a Y, and I didn't even get any Z. What the hell's going on here? No one even has answers for me at corporate. Well, now we know. Now we see what's going on behind the scenes. They've hijacked the supply chain. They're hoovering it up into these warehouses because, as we just read from the Rockefeller Foundation, they want to dismantle the entire food system in America. They want people to depend on these neighborhood nutritional insurance programs. They want you to be on EBT and SNAP benefits and all these things because it makes you dependent on the system. They see food as part of this universal basic income, and they want everybody to be on it. And this is how you do it. You break everything down. You destroy the economy. We absolutely have food shortages ahead. These are the very same. In fact, the Rockefeller Foundation is full of, I'm working on a larger report about this. They are full of the very same people who are now working to shut down the meat packing factories, who are working to shut down the farms via the labor unions. They're suing the USDA to slow down production. I mean, these are the one and the same group of people that is shutting down the food supply, and they're trying to enslave people. It's really just, it's too much to even take in at this point. But let it stand on its own that the states have been stockpiling secretly for months while discouraging you from doing the same. And given the food problems we're seeing around the world, the fact that we just lost a tenth or more of our corn crop to the derecho yesterday, the massive flooding in China, the flooding in Japan, there's flooding all over the place, and Brazil having problems with their crops and harvest labor as well. There are problems around the world right now, and we all need to be thinking about our food security. And I think this is a pretty good indicator that they are certainly doing that. They are preparing, and so must we be. Let's leave it there for tonight. I just want to make it abundantly clear that they are indicating quite clearly that there are additional supply chain disruptions and food shortages ahead, that the states and the federal agencies know about this. They have known for months. Even as they told you not to prepare, they have absolutely been stockpiling their warehouses to the roof. This is now literally, you can see the pictures of this happening. And so, as always, the message is, let other people know about what's going on, about the pictures that we can see of what's playing out. Start growing food. Start saving the seeds. Share those seeds with the people around you so that we can all grow beautiful, abundant food, raise terrific, healthy animals, and build fantastic things and awesome futures for our children. Because right now, these people are actively working against us. They are trying to enslave us and deprive us of the basic necessities so that we are forced to acquiesce to their totalitarian agenda.